Hello, my name is Richard Grant from Canine Health Professional Puppy and Dog Training. Today I'm just going to talk to you about how to do an examination of your pup, all over examination. It's really important you do this on a daily basis. It's your moral obligation. You've got a pup, you need to look after it, and obviously part of looking after it is checking that it's well. You've got to bear in mind that some illnesses that your pup might not manifest itself with obvious symptoms, so you've got to be prepared for that. You're looking for cuts, bumps, lumps, anything that might not have been there yesterday or after the morning's walk. And when you're doing this, it's just really learning what it's your pup about. I've got Indy here sitting on my lap here, and the reason I've got her facing away is because if you touch a sensitive part on a pup or a dog, it doesn't matter how calm or lovely that dog or puppy might be. What you're trying to avoid is touching a sensitive part and then reacting with a natural instinctive reaction, which is to snap towards the source of the pain, which is likely to be your hand. So by having your pup this way away from you, you mitigate that risk by having her teeth further away, pointing away from you, not near your face. First thing you've got to do is just check your pup's nose. Is it dry? Is it wet? Whatever sort of nose it is, check to see what your pup is like when it is fit and healthy. That's what we're doing at the moment. We're just seeing what this little pup dog is like when she's fit and healthy, so that if there is a lump or a bump or a dry nose when your pup's normally got a very wet nose, you notice the change in your pup. Okay, so you're just checking the nose there, and what we're going to do is just have a look at her teeth and just check that they're nice and bright and clean, and they are, there we are, there's nice and the gums are lovely. You can have a smell of her breath. Yeah, make sure that's healthy as well. We're going to check her eyes. We're going to have a really good look at her eyes. Now, if you've got one of the longer coated pups like Indy here, you do have to make sure you keep these eyes really, really clean. And if necessary, just get a cotton pad with a bit of warm water, no detergent, nothing more than that on it, and just wipe from the corner of the eye down towards the bridge of her nose and make sure that's all nice and clean. When you're checking your teeth, you're just checking for a pup to make sure that all the teeth have come through, that the milk teeth have actually come out. You won't see those very often. They'll break off when they're eating their food and it will just drop into the bowl, and the pup or the dog actually eats that anyway. But you're checking to make sure there are no double on the incisors, which are on the top and bottom, particularly obvious on the top, which are the meat grabbing teeth, just to make sure you haven't got a double one on either side, top or bottom. If you do, you need to let your dog, your vets know about it, because they'll need to make a decision about whether it needs to be taken out or not. Okay, now I'm going to move back to do her ears. And doing her ears, make sure you never ever stick fingers in your dog's ears or your pup's ears. Never stick a cotton bud or something in there to try and clean it up. If you do that, it's incredibly dangerous. If your pup moves, you could risk causing them significant damage. Now, what I'm doing first of all is feeling the temperature. Really obvious. If your pup has got an ear infection going on, it often shows by having an extra hot ear one side or the other. And of course the other one is that you'll find your pup will be shaking or dropping its head on one particular side. We're shaking to get something out of that that's irritating. Now, the obvious one is to do as well is have a smell of your pup's ears. Now, her ears smell a really, really nice little smell of a slightly corked Chardonnay wine, a little bit yeasty, but absolutely fine. And if you get used to what your pup or your dog's ears smell like, then you really should recognise that. If you put your nose in there and you get a terrible, real reaction of very, very stinky yeast, then you'll know that your pup or your dog has probably got an infection going on. Now I'm moving down here on her neck, and you can see that I'm just checking for lumps, bumps, cuts, and everything else, all the way down here, all the way down her chest, all the way down here. Now, down to her paws, getting your fingers right into here, make sure there's nothing in the pads, making sure that they're nice and clear. I'm not going to do all the pads, I'm just going to do a visual check to make sure you realise what I'm just checking here, making sure for cuts. Thorns is very common, getting a dog or pup to get in their pads there, and also just checking into their feet there. That's where they sweat. So it's a really good place for grass seed to get in there to germinate. So make sure there's no excuse for that, for your pup having a grass growing over its feet, but you should check every day. And you can see I'm just making this a really, really nice moment for Indy sitting here. Now I'm just going to lift her up a little bit and just check here, all the way back here, all the way to her feet here. Just feeling again. Oh, she's loving it. Here we go. Indy's going to decide to lie down. Okay, tip of a tail, making sure that's not damaged, no break in there at all. If you've got a male dog, make sure that it has both its male testicles distended, and if you've got a female dog, make sure those female parts are nice and clean and there's no adverse smelly or cloudy discharge. If your pup does not have both its testicles distended, please talk to your dog, your vet, your dog's vet, because they'll want to know about it, because there's a significant risk that will be impacted in the dog's stomach and they'll need to remove it. There you go. It takes normally about 5 minutes. Best time to do this is when your pup's finished for the day, sitting in the evening, or just after you walk. Make it a really nice moment and see if you can get your pup to go to sleep while you're doing it.